Hi friends, Corey Scott here, and I want to talk to you today about something that's very, very important. And it's about the system and it's about silence. And here's a tag for the talk today. When the system won't save you, your silence will. Let me say that again. When the system won't save you, your silence will. And what do I mean by that? You know, even as I record this video, there are so many people, friends, so many people that right now are behind the walls, right now are behind bars, right now incarcerated, detained, detached from their loved ones, all because they couldn't, all because they wouldn't stop talking. Okay, we are blessed to live in a country to whereby you don't have to say anything to incriminate yourself. You don't have to, as some would term it, self-snitch. You don't have to rat yourself out. So in other words, you can exercise your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. You can exercise your Sixth Amendment right to an attorney. But so many people, they go down to the police station or they're out on the streets and they allow the police to tell them and advise them anything that you say can and will be used against you. Now notice the phrasing of that. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Not that it could be used for you, not that it might be used to your advantage, can and will be used against you. That right there alone is enough to where something should register. Somebody's got you in a formal office. They're going over a written form and they're telling you things like, you have the right to an attorney. You have the right to remain silent. And still, I've seen it over and over again to where you sit there, you watch the tape, and you see your new client sign the form and start talking. And so, your silence has the power to save you. Because a couple things, when you're silent, number one, you never have to explain what you never said in the first place. Number two, silence cannot be misquoted. Number three, if you don't say anything, you can't mess up anything. If you don't say anything, you don't have to worry about, well, man, maybe I didn't say that right. Maybe that didn't come off right. Maybe I should have said it this way or that way. Because if you don't say anything, your silence can never be taken out of context. Whereas if you make a statement and you phrase it wrong because you're nervous, or maybe you're under the influence of something, or maybe you're trying to protect someone else, there are all kinds of things that can happen. And most of them, indeed all of them, are not to your advantage. But your silence can save you. Because when you're silent, then if you're arrested, if you're charged, and your attorney gets your case, he or she, I promise you, he or she will light up like a Christmas tree when they look at your case file and they see that you chose to be silent. You chose to be quiet. You chose to exercise your right against self-incrimination. You chose not to say anything that would incriminate you, that would weaken your case, that would potentially send you to prison. And they'll be so excited because that gives them the ability to operate with a clean slate. That gives them the ability to then hear your side of the story and then use your side of the story to your advantage. Not, those words won't be used against you. They will be used for you. And that's the big difference. They can be used for you at a trial. They could also be used for you in negotiations. In other words, you may have something that's of interest to the state. You may have something that's of interest to law enforcement. And that can, in fact, be used as leverage for your case. But guess what? If you spill all the beans to the police before your attorney even gets the case, there is no leverage because you've already said everything. They already know everything that you know. And so they're not going to give you a deal to say anything because you've already said it. They already got the information. There's no bargaining tool. And they're completely prepared for you at trial ahead of time. And you've locked yourself into a certain story. You're not in a situation to where you can tell your attorney the story and then your attorney help you through questions to figure out how things should be phrased, how the story should go, what parts are key, what parts should be emphasized, all because you wouldn't be quiet. Friends, I can tell you that there is absolutely no advantage to going down to any police station, to making some voluntary statement, to telling your side of the story. You tell your side of the story to your attorney, and then you and your attorney make informed decisions about what to do next. Guys, I'm going to say it again before I close. The system won't save you, but your silence will. Exercise your right to be silent. Exercise your right to remain innocent. Exercise your right to empower your attorney. Exercise your right to put you in the best position possible. Friends, I will close and say this. When it comes to whether or not to make a statement to the police, your absolutely best bet, and indeed your only assignment in that situation is, as they say in boxing, they say touch them up and protect yourself at all times. When you're in that situation, the only way that you can protect yourself is by zipping it, by being quiet, by shutting up. When the system won't save you, your silence will. My name is Corey Scott. If this has been helpful to you, please pass it along to someone. Please, if you have any questions about it, if you have a scenario where you want to say, hey, well, let me bounce this off of you, call me, text me, write me. I don't know. Get at me somehow, some way. But until we talk again, if you have to be guilty of anything, be guilty of greatness. Take great care, friends. Be quiet.